Jai Shri Mataji. I would like to share 3 little episodes while riding in the car with Shri Mataji when she visited Malaysia. One evening in 1994, when Shri Mataji was staying in Ampang and supposed to go to PJ Civic Center for the public program, and it was decided to avoid the traffic jams to go by using NKVE. And on the way we passed Bukit Lanchang, and the floodlights were on because it was already evening, and you can see the 2 sides, the slopes were using floodlights, and they look so beautiful. Shri Mataji said, "Oh, this is beautiful and dynamic." And she said, laughingly, she says, "If the Indian filmmakers know about this place, I'm sure they will come here to make a movie at this location." And in 1996, while traveling in the car, and Shri Mataji was looking out, and then she asked Uncle Ivan, "What is the name of those trees?" So those were the trees along the side of the road. And Uncle Ivan was saying, "Sorry, Shri Mataji, I'm sorry, I don't know the names of these trees." And of course, Shri Mataji knows she's the creator. But the fact that she asked us is to make us aware. It is our country. These trees are grown here. We should know about our environment. And what happened is, after Shri Mataji's visit, we quickly went to the bookshops to look for books so that we won't be so ignorant, so that we know more about our own environment. And I like to share this one on trees. In Malaysia, we have plants and flowers of Malaysia. And these are ferns in the tropics. And the hibiscus. And there's a little story too, because when I was serving Shri Mataji breakfast one morning, I decided to put a small little crystal glass and put hibiscus there on the breakfast tray. So when I brought it out to Shri Mataji, the breakfast, she looked at the flowers and she says, that hibiscus, that's the flower of Sri Ganesha. So we learn something always from Shri Mataji. Another book, Useful Herbs of Malaysia and Singapore. And this one, Poisonous Plants of Malaysia. It is also important to know what are the poisonous plants and flowers, because sometimes yogis do not know, and on their little altar at home, they just pluck these flowers and offer. But if they are poisonous flowers, I would say that they are not the best, because it's not auspicious. Yeah. And I would like to say that we need to learn about our own environment. Learn to appreciate what is around us. And it is quite sad, because sometimes we have seen children in the car sitting at the back seat. They are not looking around. They are busy with their little handphone, playing from the time they get into the car until they arrive at their destination. That's all these kids do. And my plea, and parents, please motivate them, draw their attention out. Look at the clouds, look at the formation of the clouds, and look at the hills, or look at the road, look at the trees, and look at the flowers along the road. Who has planted them? Okay, must be the town council. What is the name of that flower? Is it a bougainvillea? Or is it a pride of India? Now, these are very commonly grown along the roads. So children put their attention outside instead of playing with this phone all the time. Even structures, man-made structures, look at the design of that bridge, look at that building, look at the architecture, because we need to learn to appreciate all the blessings, whether it's man-made or nature. The third episode also took place in 1996. And this time in the car, Shri Mataji as usual was looking out and all that. And she pointed out, she says, look at that truck. All black smoke coming out. And after a while, say, look, another one, also like that. It's not good. All this black smoke is not good. And as we travel later on, further on, we saw a lot of cars, and she says, look at the cars, look at the people. Each car, one person only. That is not good. At least yogis should learn to carpool. Of course, it's not always easy to carpool unless we stay nearby and we are going to work in the same place. But otherwise, if we are staying in this area and we are going for collective every week, we can carpool. Wherever possible, it is good to carpool. And Shri Mataji added, she said, you know, the greatest problem will come from pollution in Malaysia. And true enough, the next year, 1997, that was the worst pollution we had. There was massive fires in Indonesia, and even in Malaysia. You can see on TV the hotspots, so many over in Malaysia as well, and so much of smoke coming over, and it sort of trapped all the exhaust from the vehicles as well. The exhaust couldn't dissipate, it was just trapped. And for weeks, we didn't see the sun. We couldn't. It was completely gloomy all the time. So much smog. And the pollution index was so high that expat families started sending their families. They had to work, so they stayed, but their children and wife and parents, they send them back to their own country because the pollution here, the air quality was so bad, and people were hospitalized. All those who have mild asthma and respiratory problems became more acute. So it was bad. And we don't know. We already face fire and pollution from the air many years, sometimes almost every year without fail. This year has been quite good, and we already faced water pollution. Somehow our rivers, streams, dams got polluted, and then they stopped our water supply. People have to save water because they're going to stop and then clean up. What other pollution? We do not know. We just have to put our enlightened attention on the environment. Let us appreciate the beauty around us. Let us be aware that we don't pollute, we don't waste. And always appreciate the beauty around us. They are the creation of our primordial mother, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. Jai Shri Mataji.
Hello, Namaskar and Jai Shri Mataji to everyone. I am Dr. Divya Tripathi and I am a music professional currently working as a head of department music in Step by Step School, Noida. First of all, I would like to thank to all the organizers of this event who gave me this opportunity to connect with you all on this platform. Today I'm going to share my musical and my spiritual journey with you all. So I got my self-realization in 1997 June, and I still remember that hot summer day. After the regular center, one elderly Sahaja aunty came to me and she said that sit down comfortably and look at the bindi of Shri Mataji. And the moment she was awakening my kundalini, I felt tremendous vibrations around me, cool breeze. And to my surprise, as that time it was a power cut there and we all were sweating, I got so surprised that why and from where I'm getting these cool breeze. And just after that, I felt aroma and fragrance around me of lots of roses. I opened my eyes and I look at the altar of Shri Mataji, and there were just few flowers kept. I didn't understand that time what was happening, but whatever it was blissful. It was joy giving. And that auntie told me that you have a beautiful vibrations, your Mooladhara chakra is very pure. And frankly, I didn't understand that time anything. What was she telling to me? So that time, it was the starting of Sahaja Yoga in my life. Then from 97 June to 98 December, I kept on meditating, going to centers. Then I got opportunity to go to Ganpati Pule in 1998. I had a pure desire that whenever I sing in Sahaja Yoga first time, it should be in front of Shri Mataji. And it was a divine play of Shri Mataji that it happened. I got opportunity to sing in front of Shri Mataji in 1998 December. While I was offering my music in her lotus feet, in Shri Mataji's lotus feet, I felt that I was sitting in heaven in front of God Almighty, the Adi Shakti herself. It was a doubtless state, complete thoughtless state. And till that day to now, I am in that state only. I'm so happy in my life. I have learnt music from my childhood, and as everybody else, I also had dreams that I'll become a playback singer, I'll become an artist, I'll earn a lot of money and all sort of materialistic things. But when I realized, after coming in Sahaja Yoga, that my music has more meaning, because it has better purpose. And then I realized that music has magic in it. When you are connected to God, that time your words, your melodies, your rhythm, your music acts like a magic. And not only you are benefited, but it benefits to cosmos. Then after my graduation, I went to Delhi University. I pursued my post-graduation, my MPhil from there. Frankly telling you, I have never thought of doing research in music. And that too in the topic like music, spiritualism, and subtle system. What is the correlation of these three? And because of God's grace, Shri Mataji's blessings, it happened. And now, when I sing, I feel. In Sahaja Yoga, I realized that music is the divine language. It heals, it energizes, it gives harmony not only to our physical body but to our subtle body also. When I sing, not only I myself feel the vibrations, the state, the connection with divine, but the audience, the listeners, the seekers, they share the experience, that how they feel, the vibrations, the thoughtlessness, and the balance in their life. And this is just because of Shri Mataji's blessings. It is not my music, it is not my voice. I am just an instrument of divine.
Jai Shri Mataji, brothers and sisters. My name is Mahesh from the Clan Valley Collective. It gives me a great pleasure to share my experiences with Shri Mataji. But before that, allow me to seek permission from Shri Mataji and offer my pronouns at a lotus feet. I got my self-realization on 18th of June 1997, and since then I've been experiencing a lot of memories of Shri Mataji. I was fortunate that within a year I managed to go to Delhi, India for Shri Mataji's 75th birthday celebration. And during that time, I saw Shri Mataji for the very first time during the felicitation night, and we were singing Swagata Agata, welcoming Shri Mataji, and I had tears of joy like many other sadhu ladies. It kept pouring, and I felt so much of joy within me. And after the following day, we were celebrating Shri Mataji's birthday on the 21st of March. After the puja, we had the opportunity to take photographs. And during this time, something special happened to me. We were allowed to take one photograph per person, but someone crossed path, so I could not get my photograph. Second time I was given another chance. Again, the same thing happened, that somebody crossed my path. And then I was asking the organizers, the volunteers, whether I could take photograph for the third time. The volunteer was a little bit hesitant, but I could feel that Shri Mataji was watching me. And suddenly the boy agreed to give me a third chance. And this time when I was taking the photograph, Shri Mataji was actually busy talking to Uncle Mangekar, Sir CP, and also Uncle Yogi Mahajan. And Shri Mataji, when I was trying to focus on taking the photograph, Shri Mataji just turned and gave me this posture of Abe Mudra posture. And that, I was a bit stunned to take the photograph during that time, because she had actually came in my dream on my birthday previous year. So I was very touched because this position that Shri Mataji gave me the post in my dream. During that dream, she told me to be patient. And when she gave me the same pose during this period, during this photograph session, I was taken aback. I was very happy, at the same time shocked. So that memory is still etched in my heart. It's my first experience, and it's always a blessing to remember the first experience. The next most memorable event in my life is at Ganapati Puja. This was in December 1998 again. I was part of the team from the Nagpur Academy. We were fortunate to go to Ganapati Puja to perform for Shri Mataji. On the 24th of December 1998, in the evening, during the musical night, Baba Mama had called us to go on stage, the students from the academy to go on stage. So most of the students went up, I too went up, and we were all seated in a semicircle, and Shri Mataji was just across us in a close distance. So I was in the front row, some of them were seated at the back. So I had an opportunity to see Shri Mataji very close, and I was praying in my heart that to purify me, especially my face, because something happened while I was in Nagpur. I applied some cream which has eaten my skin, and I was looking very horrible at that time, afraid to see even my own face. So I was actually praying to Shri Mataji to purify my face and my being. Very silently I was praying. And suddenly two of my friends, Bern and Rani, they are quite big size, tall, they came and sat right in front of me and blocked my view of Shri Mataji. And suddenly I was just crying to myself, weeping inside silently. Now I see, now I don't. So, I was feeling very sad about it that I couldn't see. So, although I know Shri Mataji is omnipresent, but I couldn't see her face physically and pray to her. Still new, no? So, still very naive at that time. So, what happened after that? Since I was weeping, I could feel Shri Mataji was there for me, but I couldn't see her in person. So, what happened? Suddenly, this very same moment, Baba Mama calls out my name. And he says, Maheshwari, please bring your bhajan book to Shri Mataji. I was trembling, my hands were trembling. I'm going to go face to face with these three Adi Shakti. I was very happy at the same time, afraid that what am I going to feel when I go there? Am I worthy of that situation? With my hands trembling, with my book on my hand, I went to Shri Mataji and I didn't know what to say. I just said, Shri Mataji, Jai Shri Mataji. Imagine sitting right in front of the Adi Shakti, not knowing what to say. I was so naive with that. And I pulled my ear and I bowed down to Shri Mataji. And Shri Mataji took my book, my bhajan book, and presented it to Shri Mataji. And she looked at me. I could feel her cleansing my entire body. So she was flipping the book, at the same time looking from top to bottom and bottom to top again. So I could feel Shri Mataji was actually answering my prayer earlier. So it was in a way blessing that my two friends had come and sat in front of me. And I got this opportunity to go and offer the books, although many of my friends too had the bhajan books with them. So it is Shri Mataji with her karuna, her compassion for the children, which is always listening to us and answering our prayers. So I cannot forget that incident. And when she, after purifying me, she told me, God bless you. And those words keep ringing in my ears till today. And whenever I face any challenges in life, I remember those words. Sri Adishakti had personally given me the blessings, and why do I have to worry about anything? Another incident I would like to share is at the birthday celebration again in 1999. After the birthday celebration, Papa Mama announced it that he announced my name, Maheshwari. Please get your bhajan friends to go to Pune for the musical night where Shri Mataji is sponsoring all your trip. She's sponsoring the entire trip for the bhajan team. And I was one of the 7 lucky once again. So we had gone to Pune not knowing what to do. So we actually stayed in Colonel Mani's and Aunty Madhavi's house, one of my classmates' parents' house. So we lived with them, and then after that we had gone to this program, a musical night where there were Qawwali singers from Nizamuddin. So Shri Mataji has invited all the bhajan team to go there. And while we were at Pakistan watching the Qawwalis going on, performance going on, there were many of us, public as well as many invited guests, invited to witness this program, and we were seated in a very big hall. And I was sitting in the middle of the crowd with Aunty Mane, Riya's mom. I was sitting with her in the middle of the crowd. And I was watching on the stage, there was one elderly uncle. He was giving a nice massage to Shri Mataji's holy lotus feet. I was admiring the uncle giving nice massage to Shri Mataji's holy lotus feet. And I was also yearning to sit in front and get vibrations, hoping to purify my face even more. And I was thinking, in the center where I was sitting. And suddenly, Shri Mataji calls me like that. She just called. I was not sure whether Shri Mataji was calling me, but deep inside me, I felt it was me, but I did not get up. And I was telling Uncle Aunty Mane, it looks like as if Shri Mataji is calling me Aunty. When Shri Mataji was calling, that no one stood up. There were so many people, no one stood up. And again, Shri Mataji did this, And again, I had the same feeling, but I looked around and no one got up again. And I told Aunty Mane again, I said, Aunty, it looks like Shri Mataji is calling me. And as I was saying this, again something special happened. Shri Mataji said, you from the academy, please come to the front. And I was dumbfounded, because I saw no one got up. And I turned around when no one got up. And when Shri Mataji said, you from the academy, and I looked around, there was no other student except me in that area. So I got up, and Shri Mataji says, call all your friends and let them also sit in the front row. Can you imagine? The Adi Shakti answers you over and over again about your prayers. If you are really sincerely seeking, there is no doubt that Shri Mataji is not hearing our prayers. She's always with us. She's always answering our prayers. And those those memorable, cherished moments will never leave me until my last breath. And I'm eternally thankful to Shri Mataji for all her blessings. And whatever words that she has told me to be patient, to be God bless you. These are the words that keeps ringing in my ears till today, and it has sustained me thus far. And I'm eternally grateful to Shri Mataji until my last breath. Thank you, Jai Shri Mataji.
My name is Ting Hui. I would like to share my experience with you in 2007 of my first international puja in India. As I was walking towards the pandal, my heart was opened up like a petals. while waiting for Shri Mataji arrival, and I was having a strong desire to asking for her darshan for this puja. Suddenly I noticed Shri Mataji's face appear behind the screen, as if she's telling me that I'm already here in formless. Soon after she arrived for the puja, and during the puja, I noticed a lion head project on the screen. And I think Mother was trying to tell me something. I think she protected my heart chakra. As I after return puja, we did for 5 days of looking after my mother, and she passed away. And Shri Mataji has granted her realization, because during that time she was meditating with me. And then we attend the puja for the birthday puja. Everything go well and smoothly. I went to Sydney to attend the Sri Ganesha Puja. I got the chance to work in the kitchen on the eve of Puja, Sri Ganesha Puja. After I finished the work in the kitchen, we all sat down in the garden into deep meditation as Shri Mataji took her rest. As soon as she's awake, we all get ready to attend the puja. And I was walking towards the kitchen to put back the towel, and suddenly a sister from Romania called me, asked me to represent Romania to present the Lakshmi basket for the Divine Mother. I was so thrilled and happy. As we were waiting in the hall, and Shri Mataji was looking at our direction, and her eyes like pierced into my subtle system, and I was just go into deep meditation in silence and peacefulness within. As she was wheeled up in a wheelchair, and she looked at us again, and this time I can see Shri Mataji's face that was so divine, and no word can express how I feel. And that was the close encounter, the closest encounter of Sri Adi Shakti. And I can't express how the goddess face looks so divine, and no word really can describe it. Then we attend the puja. As soon as Shri Mataji was leaving the venue, and I was sitting very close to her, who go to the entrance, so I have a chance to approach the van and sending off with folded hand in pranam and folded hand. And then soon after that, I went on the stage to pranam, and as my head touched the ground, and I can feel the vibration was traveling like lightning all over me. And next day we departed from the puja venue, and we went to Blue Mountain for a holiday, for a tour. And we decided to sit down, few of us, to meditate. We can feel the vibration during that time we meditate, and the vibration like filling up the whole atmosphere in the Blue Mountain. And then we can feel the vibration just rocking around us and passing down to left and right side. It was such a blessing that Mother used us as an instrument to carry out the vibration during our tour. 2009, I went to Capella to attend two pujas, Sri Krishna and Sri Ganesha Puja, and I have a silver batuka with me to be vibrated by Shri Mataji during puja. And I also carry the Lakshmi basket, represent Malaysia, to present to her. So after the puja, impossible for me to pick up the Paduka. At first the leader asked me to come forward, but I could not reach because it was so crowded. Then she said, no, you come and collect in the castle next day. So next day I went to collect the Paduka. I was told by the coordinator, Shri Mataji is sitting at the dining table, the Paduka is on the table, impossible to take it now, asked me to come back the following day. So the next day I went again at 9 a.m. and I was told to have my lunch and come back. So I spent almost whole day in the castle doing nothing but just relax and enjoy the bliss and the peace. Absolutely doing nothing. In the afternoon they said, why not you come to the office, that we are going they are going to match make for couples. So I was there whole time looking at, witnessing all this, how they match make for couples, and approved by Shri Mataji later. Then in the evening they say, why not you join the musical night that conducted by the Yoga for Shri Mataji. So we were in the garden, enjoyed the musical night. After that they say carry on with the hall, and some more bhajan was sung until after midnight. Then I realized I don't have a transport to go back to the puja venue. Luckily enough, one couple, Andre and Vanzi, was there. She said, I can give a lift back to the puja venue. Just as if Shri Mataji arranged the transport for me to go back. So the next day I went again. This time the Paduka was vibrated by Shri Mataji, and the coordinator took out the Paduka and presented it to me. And she said, Miss Malaysia, you all have a lot of work to do in Malaysia. And the vibration was tremendous when I'm holding the box. That Shri Mataji had Paduka was inside there. So the puja day, Sri Ganesha Puja day, I was chosen as one of the 7 ladies to go on the stage. And when Shri Mataji looking at my direction, at our direction, this time she looked so motherly, kind, and she studied my subtle system, Then we go on the stage to present the gift on behalf of Malaysia. Even though I don't understand Hindi, but I could understood that she was asking, are they from Malaysia? I subconsciously, I just say yes, mother. And the guy who was next to him also said, yeah, they're from Malaysia. Such a blessing, and I have all this opportunity to experience all this in Capella. Before I leave Capella, I took the picture which was drawn by my daughter, the picture of Shri Mataji. So I took it to the castle, and as the one yogi brother drove me all the way there at the entrance of the door, and suddenly Shri Mataji eldest daughter came out, and she saw the picture. She said, is it for Shri Mataji? She took it and sent it inside the castle. As if Shri Mataji know that I'm coming with the picture, and she sent her daughter out to receive. In 2010, I went for the Christmas puja and stayed until the New Year day. And during the puja, Shri Mataji stayed long time and spending time on the stage with all the yogi. But during the puja, things are very unusual because she keep raising up her right foot and close her eye and go into deep meditation on many occasions. Later we realized there was a last time Shri Mataji appeared in physical form. And the next day, early morning New Year day, we were sitting around the stage meditate. Normally I was go to the stage, but this time I went up to the stage and meditate with other sister. Then the coordinator say, "You want to cleanse Shri Mataji photo of the lotus feet?" So me and another sister from India came forward and we cleansed the lotus feet and decorate the lotus feet. The vibration was so tremendous and my right hand was shaking. Eventually I calmed myself down and my hand becomes steady, and I have the Shri Mataji blessing to allow me to decorate the lotus feet. She granted me the desire because I have that desire, and she granted it that day. I went back to Capella in 2013 for the Sri Ganesha Puja. As soon as I landed the Pandor, I just arrived from airport, and someone announced that any yogi represent any country can come forward to do the Aunty. So nobody went forward. I went forward and we did the Aunty with the student of Centrasi. As soon as I lift up the Aunty lamp, my Kundalini rose up to the Sahasrara. And we finished the Aunty, I sat down, I still can feel the vibration is keep rising up and up and up. And the experience just make me feeling so blessed that I have this opportunity to get blessed that way. And then the last day, I woke up early in the morning, 4 a.m. to meditate. It was just 3 of us around to sit up and meditate, 2 sisters from China and myself. The rest of the brother and sister are sleeping at the Pandor. As soon as I finished meditation, I opened my eyes. I can see Shri Mataji sitting on the chair, and she's blessing all of us with her right hand up, like that. And she was wearing a white sari and a pink border. As if she's telling me, even though I'm not in this physical form, but I'm still in formless everywhere, and blessing you all and protect all the yogis. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji. Hi, I'm Robert from KL, and I'd like to share a quick recollection of my just short experience with Shri Mataji. It happened somewhere in the mid-90s when Shri Mataji was here for the pilgrim program in KDU, and I was given the task of driving Shri Mataji to that location, and Uncle Ivan was just sitting next to me on the left, and Shri Mataji was at the back. So while going towards the venue, suddenly Uncle Ivan sort of received a call from the venue saying that there's a serious audio problem, that the audio is really not working at all. Okay, and Uncle Ivan seemed a little bit fluttered about that. So of course, Shri Mataji asked Ivan, "Is there anything wrong?" When he received the call, Uncle Ivan said, No problem. Shri Mataji, no, everything is fine. So knowing Shri Mataji, she's Adi Shakti, so she will know. He said, "Are you sure?" She said that. So of course he said, yeah, Shri Mataji, the audio is not working and all that. So Shri Mataji just sort of like gave a bandan. I saw from the rear mirror, Shri Mataji was giving a bandan actually. So I was quite shocked at the moment. And then within like 2 minutes, there was a call coming back and saying, "Uncle Ivan, everything is okay, everything is fine, everything is working." So like I was quite amazed and shocked that this thing has happened. And of course Shri Mataji knew what was going on, even though we tried to hide from her. So she sort of smiled and it went on. So another interesting thing happened was when I was driving Shri Mataji back on Uncle Ivan's old Volvo, and of course all the sides of the windows were all tinted. Like Uncle Ivan's pretty dark actually for you to be outside at night looking into the car. But surprisingly, when I stopped the car a little bit further away from the venue actually, near the traffic light, and I saw a couple of beggars on the street and like vagabonds, this kind of people on the roadside. sort of like taking their hands and doing this, and then namaskar on the pavement of the street to Shri Mataji in the car. But the ironic thing is that there's no way that they could know that Shri Mataji is inside the car, because you cannot see mother, or you cannot see anything from outside actually. So I was shocked. So that is when it sort of like anchored my conviction and belief that Shri Mataji was the Adi Shakti, and also not to sort of underestimate the people on the roadside, because probably they also realized soul and they have lost along the way, but their kundalini is actually could see the vibration that was actually connecting to Shri Mataji's vibration, so they could feel that and they could do it. So that was really something was amazing, and that sort of really gave me a strong belief that I'm truly with the Adi Shakti, and the vibration was just flowing even without really putting on the aircon so much. The vibration was so powerful, just being with mother. Of course, there's more story to this, some personal questions Shri Mataji asked and so on. I guess there's no time for now, probably next time, yeah. So when we meet again, then probably I'll share with you guys personally. Okay, take care. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji. So this recollection that I'm sharing happened in 2001 in India, in Delhi. I traveled with a group of Malaysian yogis for birthday puja, and this experience occurred on the day before birthday puja, which is it's customary to have something called a felicitations night, where there's an evening music program, and sometimes dignitaries who are not Sajogis, they are invited to come and join Shri Mataji and Sir CP during this program. So the Malaysian yoginis, after lunch on that day, we were getting ready, and the practice was to get ready as early as possible so that we could get a seat in the front of the main pandal so that we could see Shri Mataji very clearly. And I think we started getting ready around maybe right after lunch, maybe about 2ish, and I had put a lot of parachute coconut oil on my head, on my hair, because I wanted to cool down my agya, and so that I could get a better meditation in the evening, in the hope of getting a better meditation in the evening. And although I had taken my bath and I had gotten ready, I didn't wash off much of the oil because I really wanted a good meditation. So while I was waiting for the other ladies to get ready, there were two yoginis from Malaysia, the Seremban collective, Mala and Karuna. They were much younger than me, about, I think, at least they were in their 20s, I was in my late 30s. And when they saw me, they started to laugh at me, because I'm quite sure with so much oil on my head, I must have looked very strange to these young ladies. And they said, "Ayo, Aunty, why so much oil on your head? You're going to see Shri Mataji, you must be presentable, you must look nice." So I remember saying something very confidently. I said, "Don't worry, girls. Shri Mataji is definitely not going to be looking at me, okay? So no fear, no worry." So after having said something like that, I saw Aunty May. She was ready, so we decided to go ahead to the main pandal. Now we left our slippers behind in the ladies' pandal because we were expecting a huge crowd, and we were always worried about losing our slippers and misplacing them or someone mistakenly taking them. So we didn't want that hassle. So what we did was we left our slippers in the ladies' pandal and walked barefoot to the main pandal. Now the camp is set up on a land that's got red earth, it's like laterite, it's got a lot of rocks and pebbles, small pebbles, so it's not smooth, it's not tarred road, alright, so it's quite a walk. And when we reached the main pandal, it was around maybe about 4ish, 5ish, and we got fairly close to the stage, maybe about in the first 5 rows or 5 or 6 rows. So we were sitting and we were trying to get into meditation, and after about maybe 30-40 minutes we heard an announcement. Brother Richard Ng from Malaysia, please come to the stage. And we looked around, me and I looked around for Uncle Richard, but he was nowhere to be seen. It was still early, so we thought, nothing urgent, we can just continue to meditate. And I think we were the first few Malaysian yoginis there, Malaysian yogis or yoginis there. And after about 15 or 20 minutes, again the announcement was made. This time we got up, we felt a bit responsible, we're calling for Malaysian yogi, and Uncle Richard was the head of the Malaysian contingent. That time Uncle Richard was, I think for a long time actually, Uncle Richard used to organize a lot of tours. He used to take the Malaysian yogis and take them to many places, and anyway, he was the head of the Malaysian contingent. And then what happened? We said we'll go and talk to the organizer. So we went to the organizer, and the organizer said, we want Uncle Richard, or we want a Malaysian to garland Shri Mataji. So we said, oh my goodness, that's a big honor, right, for Malaysia. So we said, okay, we better leave our stuff, we better go and get Uncle Richard so that we don't lose this chance, Malaysia doesn't lose this chance. So both of us went out barefooted and scoured the campgrounds for Uncle Richard. We looked for him in the food pandal, the gentleman's pandal, and then the souvenirs, general open spaces. We went everywhere. It took us about 30 minutes, no luck. And we came back, and in the hope that Uncle Richard had made his way to the main pandal, but he hadn't. So we went to the organizer and we asked, did he come? So he said no. So we went out again and looked again. This time we split up. I went one way, I went to the entrance and also went to the gentlemen's bathrooms and asked one of the brothers to call out for Uncle Richard. And I don't know where Aunty May went, but we made a pact to come back within 15 to 20 minutes because it was getting late and we didn't want to miss Shri Mataji's arrival, Then we came in and I went to the organizer and I said, still no luck, no Uncle Richard in sight. Then he said, suddenly he asked me a question. He said, what year did you get your self-realization? So I said 1992. Then he said a word. He said, perfect. And when I said that word, I don't know why, but I just felt like Shri Mataji was playing a game. She was present and she was playing. Okay? And can't explain it better than that. And then I said, then he said, you can garland Shri Mataji if Uncle Richard doesn't come. So I said, I was starting to feel a bit odd, uncomfortable. I said, no, I think you better wait. Uncle Richard will definitely come. And then it should be fine. And as I was saying this, I was looking around for Uncle Richard, and there he was. He was there. So he made his way. We sort of waved him over, and I said, he's here, so no problem. Problem solved. And I went back and I sat down in my space. So then Uncle Richard, I suppose, was speaking to the organizer, and I closed my eyes, sitting close to Aunty May, and we went into meditation. Malaysia was going to hopefully garland Shri Mataji. And suddenly, while I was meditating, Uncle Richard, somebody came and tapped me on my shoulder. I opened my eyes and it was Uncle Richard. And he said, Mala, would you like to garland Shri Mataji? And I said, Uncle Richard, it's supposed to be you, right? And he said, no, they are inviting you to garland Shri Mataji. So, did I need a second invitation? No, I didn't. Got up, went straight to the gentleman who was part of the organization team. He smiled. He said, you can go to the back. There's a lady, Indian lady there, who will teach you what to do, the protocols and all. So I went. I met this lady, very sweet lady. I only spoke English. I didn't have any, I don't have any working ability with Hindi. So she was telling me, meditate now, and later I will tell you. So I said, okay. So I sat down, was in meditation. Then for a while after that, there was some kind of noise. Two ladies were speaking in Hindi and quite excitedly. One lady was speaking quite excitedly. So I opened my eyes and there was this other lady where in this area where this lady who was in charge and myself were. And she was speaking quite excitedly to this lady, and this lady was trying to sort of calm her down and just sort of relax her. And then after this conversation, which was entirely in Hindi, this lady who was in charge came to me and said, slight change, you will do Aarti for Shri Mataji. This lady who is from Assam in Northeast India, which is a state in Northeast India, will do the garlanding. So I said, fine, anything, And then she said, okay, come, I'll teach you how to do the Aarti. So she gave me a tray and she showed me the method. And so I was practicing. Then she said, take your pallu and put it over your head and pin it so that, you have to cover your head. So I did that. I found a pin and pinned it, and I was doing the practice sessions. And the pallu kept falling off. No matter how I pinned it, it kept falling off. And then she came closely and looked at my head, close to me. And she looked at my head and she said, why is so much oil on your head? And then by that time, after all the walking and after all that walking I did, I was actually quite exhausted. I didn't even think anymore. I just said, I also don't know why. I also don't know. I gave up. And then she was very kind. She found some flat black pins. You find these pins that dancers use, like classical Bharatanatyam dancers. They use these pins to keep their hair in place. She put, I think, about eight pins to make sure that the pallu would stay on my head. And then after that, we went again into meditation. So I practiced a few times. The pallu stayed. After I practiced a few times, the pallu stayed on the head. And again we went into meditation. And time literally stood still. It was like, I didn't even know whether Shri Mataji was coming. It just felt like eternity. And she told me what to do when Shri Mataji comes. And now I have to share a diagram with you so that you can visualize what happened. Okay. this is the stage. The yogis and yoginis are sitting here. This is the stage. This whole thing is the stage, right? Shri Mataji's throne is here. The steps that she climbs up is here on the right of the throne. The first place that she will step on the stage is A. Then she will come up here. She will just sort of bypass B and come up to the throne. But I've put the point of B here, and then I put the point of C here, and X. This is where I am standing with the tray to do the arti. Okay? So, Shri Mataji comes, she's climbing up, she's at point A. The minute I see her at point A, pop, in a split second, she's at point B, and then pop, in a split second, she's at point C, and she's looking into my eyes. Okay? And she's looking into my eyes, and while she's looking into my eyes, I feel like she's looking like through me, like she knows all my lives. Like it's like a tunnel, she can see all my lives. And then the next split second, Shri Mataji is somewhere here, walking up the steps to the throne. And then the lady lady in charge sort of nudges me, and then I walk out to B, and I perform the arti for Shri Mataji. So, what I wanted to share with you is that the person that I definitely said would not be looking at me was looking at me. Arranged it so that she would look at me. And when she looked at me, I knew that she knew me in a way that I could never ever know myself. I will never know myself the way she knew me. And what did Shri Mataji teach me? She taught me that my understanding of divinity is very, very small. Yeah, I had already recognized Shri Mataji as divine. There were many miracles even before that. But what she did was, for me, in my heart, she explained to me that time is nothing for her. It's like clay. She can mold it any way she wants. Something which is 1 second, she can make into 10 seconds, and for others, she can make it 1 second. She can create dimensions where, although we are in the same physical space, something can be going on for X and Y, another thing can be going on for Z. She's all powerful. She can move people around. She can decide whatever she wants. She can do anything she likes. And she's present everywhere, all the time. Every second, everywhere she is present. And she knows us. She knows you, me, and everything intimately, beyond any hope of us understanding ourselves like that, okay? And finally, the fact is that despite all this, she just loves. She just wants us to be out of our ignorance. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji. My name is Elizabeth. I'm a yogini from Malaysia. I'm 57 years old. I'd like to share with you an event, a very memorable event that happened to me with Shri Mataji. This was in 1995, 26 years ago, 20 kgs less. It was Shri Shiva Puja at Nizamuddin camp in Delhi. So we were gathered there. There were quite a few Malaysians who also attended this puja. And fortunately I was close by to the stage. So during the puja, they invited 7 married ladies to come up to stage, newly married ladies to come up to stage. And I had just got married in 1994 in Ganapati Pillai. So I went up, and we were asked to hold the sari. 7 ladies were asked to hold the sari. And there I was in front of Shri Mataji, Shri Adi Sakti, and there's no room for any thought. You just looked at her dazzling beauty. And as we were holding the sari, she just looked at me and pointed to me and asked me to come. Myself and another yogini from South Africa. So both of us were asked to do the Shringar, which is the decoration of Shri Mataji's holy feet with kumkum, and then later we got to decorate her feet with anklets, many different anklets, golden anklets and golden toe rings. So I was transfixed. I just went kneeled down in front of her, and we were given this alta, which is a liquid kumkum, and we had to apply it on Shri Mataji's, the sole of her feet, and also to the sides, and decorate it, draw the swastika. So there were no thoughts, zero state, just do as instructed. But it was such a beautiful feeling because I felt as though my chakras were all just like spinning, full swing. And as we applied the kumkum on her feet, there's only one sweet memory I remember is that her feet were so soft as though her feet had not touched the ground when she was walking. It's one thing I remember. After we were given different anklets, Shri Mataji chose those anklets from a tray of many anklets, and we were asked to put it on for her. And after all that was over, I was just asking myself what happened to this, and I, not even blinking, and I stood up and I went back to where the 7 ladies were standing, so that I could continue standing there holding the sari. But she called us back. She called the rest of the ladies to come, and also she called me. So I was thinking, wow, double fortune for me. So we all had another chance of decorating her holy lotus feet with flowers. So that was an incident I will never forget. And all throughout this, Shri Mataji was talking to me in Hindi. My Hindi was not great, but I remember that she was just giving us instructions in Hindi. Maybe it was an old Indian soul in India last time. I don't know. So I just like to share this story with all of you, that it was a beautiful and memorable event, incident for me. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji, everyone. I'd like to share with you all a miracle story that happened back in 2007. Was meant I'm supposed to leave the house in 5 hours' time to attend International Puja in Australia, Shri Ganesha Puja. And just in the morning, just 5 hours before that, I heard a message. That which was very painful. The message was actually like something like a sharp knife. It pierces through your heart. How painful it was. It was really painful, and I was crying. And what I did at that moment, I went up, walked up to the altar. I had the room of Shri Mataji. It's a big altar. I pranam at the altar and told Shri Mataji, whatever that is happening, you have a reason for it. And I say, the solution for this problem is to be totally surrendered at the Holy Lotus feet. Then I told her how to surrender at the Lotus feet, Mother, at the Puja. There will be 1,000 people. I would not get an opportunity to surrender at the Holy Lotus feet. Then once I reached for the Puja on the Puja day, it happened so that an Australian guy was running towards my gate, and he asked my gate, do you have any Malaysian married lady? And she looked around and said, okay, she's the only one that I have with me right now. Then he asked, can you do Aunty for Mother? I said, I was stunned. I said, but I am going to sit as a mother for the marriage of hers with Paramji's wife. Then he said, okay for me to do Aunty again. Then he said, no, it's okay. Then it happened so that why he couldn't find a marriage lady was that time Aunty Katie and the other senior yogis were married, was held up back in Balmore doing cooking, and he could not find transport to come for the Puja. And the moment that he has chosen me to go and do Aunty, you would not believe. My Sahaja, you can feel like an aircon blowing, just keep on blowing. Mother had not reached yet, but it was just blowing like an aircon. So the moment she reached the Puja location, when I did the Aunty, I did not focus on Mother's holy face, because I know that is a Maya, but I only focused on a lotus feet. And I can still remember she was wearing a white socks. And I asked her, I was telling, Mother, you are really great. This is what you want us to do. That is the power of surrender. And I thank her, and I thank Mother for giving me the opportunity to Aunty Sri Adi Shakti in this birth is something that is a great blessing. And it's a blessing for all of us. It's not only for me, and for the entire collective. And I thank Mother for giving me the opportunity. And I thank you all of you for allowing me to share this experience with you all. Thank you. Thank you. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji. I'm May from Selangor. I was asked to do some sharing about my encounter in person with Shri Mataji. I have restricted in this book. Okay, now my journey started in 1992 when Stephen and I had our realization. After we had our realization, we still kept going for beginner's class. And we had to repeat it many a times. And after that, we did support classes. For almost after 2 years, we tagged along with Uncle Ivan, and he passed us accreditation given by Uncle Ivan. So in 1994, 2 years later, Uncle Ivan joined us and said, let's go for an international puja where you can see and worship Shri Mataji in person. We were very happy to hear about this. So we signed up to go with him to Italy. Never in our wildest dream that we would travel so far to a country to see our Holy Mother. Here we come, Cabela. This is Cabela. This is the castle where Shri Mataji is staying. And can you see? And guess which puja, what puja is this? my first international puja, Sri Guru Puja. And this is, can you see the puja, Shri Mataji as Sri Guru. Yeah. Now after Sri Guru Puja, but before that, during the puja, we were all seated halfway the hall, and I could see Shri Mataji from afar. And for one moment, I just thought whether Shri Mataji could see me. And that very thought, immediately, she glanced and we had eye contact. I teared and I felt it was so close. I was so close with her. Then, after the Guru Puja, when we came back to Malaysia, the same year in December, Stephen and I decided to go for our Sahaja marriage. So we signed up for our remarriage in Sahaja style. In Ganapatipule we went. So we followed through the wedding ceremony, and Shri Mataji was there in person. See all the guys? They were all waiting for their mother to come to address them. Shri Mataji came to them and gave them advice. And here, see my wedding? This is my wedding. Oops. And here is all my wedding. In this picture, you could see there are other couples, Malaysian couples. So you could see List and Bipin, and you could see Siong and Carmen. They all married in the same year. And from this marriage, I have a mama, Uncle Lakshman from Jaipur, and until today, he is very dear to us, and we are very dear to him, and we have been keeping ourselves together like a family. So you could see Aunty Mala. Is this Aunty Mala here too? That she's there for my wedding. Yeah. And that's Shri Mataji over here. So this is 1994. Then come the year in 1997, we went back again to India. So this time there were quite a number of yogis were there, and we attended Sri Shivaratri Puja. So on the puja day itself, you see this, you see myself, and you see blood. So there was an announcement to say, 7 foreign married ladies should come on stage. Raji's wife nudged Liz and said, "Go, both of you are married. Go forward, to the stage. They are calling." So Liz and me, we went up. We were given the opportunity to do the puja to Shri Mataji. Liz decorated her lotus feet. You can see this photo. Yes, here I am, the one in the green sari. I was holding, I and the other ladies were holding up the saris. And later, after the decoration of her lotus feet, we were given the chance to offer flowers. We decorated Shri Mataji's with flowers on her lotus feet. Now when we were on the stage, I myself, we just did not have any time to have any thoughts. The mind just go blank, So after that, we came down. But once I was down, I felt my heart beating very fast. Shocked that I was really up there doing a puja to Her Holiness, feeling very grateful, feeling with gratitude that Shri Mataji has allowed us or allowed me to do this puja to her. Then, I'm not sure whether time is running out, but I'll be fast. Shri Mataji has come to Malaysia many times, and on 3 occasions, I had the opportunity to be involved in the decoration of her room. In Uncle Ivan's house, Kala house, and also Mr. Ng's house. When I was there in the house, and Shri Mataji comes back to the house, we had a chance to greet her, to welcome her back. And when she go for shopping, we would again line up ourselves and then to see her off and to wave bye-bye to her. So on one of those occasions, Stephen, Ramesh, Uncle Ivan, Aunty Katie, accompanied Shri Mataji for her shopping. And later they went for a meal. They took Shri Mataji for a nyonya food in a restaurant. And Shri Mataji invited every one of them to sit with her in the same table to have that lunch. Just imagine, it's out of imagination that you are one of them sitting there having a meal with Adi Shakti. That's what Stephen related. They were all just too scared in a way, or too respectful, being respectful. They sat there quietly, being asked questions, and then just eat rice. Shri Mataji noticed, and being a mother, she took food and told them, eat, eat, eat. It's an experience that Stephen can never forget. Then come 1998. Uncle Ivan joined us again to go for Kapala, Sri Ganesha Puja. Malaysia is a co-host and needed manpower to organize. So we went again. Many interesting events took place. Too much to tell. I was assigned to Aunty Julie to lead the flower team. So on one afternoon, just before the puja, there is a musical program, impromptu. I was informed to prepare or to make a garland and to bring this garland to the pandal. So friend and I, we rushed to the town, bought the flowers, went back to the bungalow, quickly did the garland, and then rushed down to the pandal. So when I met Sister Julie, she said, May, you have to hold this garland, and when Uncle Michael walks in with Shri Mataji, then you will signal to him that this is the garland for him to garland Shri Mataji. Of course, I'm very, very happy, that I can got this chance to hold this garland and to stand in the front line, which means that I will be able to see Shri Mataji walking in. So there I was holding this garland. So when Shri Mataji walks in with and Uncle Michael was accompanying her, so I just sort of signal to Uncle Michael, here, this is the garland for Shri Mataji. And later, a message came from him, and he said, a lady should garland Shri Mataji. So then I was still holding the flowers, waiting for further instruction, looking around to see someone signal me. No one actually looked at me. Everyone was adoring Shri Mataji because she's already there, and Aunty was in progress. Now this time I'm very lost. I felt very lost. What shall I do? Whom shall I pass this garland to? That was keep coming in my mind. And Aunty was almost done. I walked slowly towards the lady who was doing the Aunty, sort of signaling to them and show them, here, this is the garland. They look at me and they shook their head. Probably because, they were not instructed to do the garland. So there I was holding the garland, still not sure what to do. I just look up Uncle Michael. She just gave me a smile, but no signal. So I slowly turned and looked at Shri Mataji, and she smiled at me. It's like, what are you waiting for? Come forward. So I just slowly walked up and I offered the garland to Shri Mataji. I quickly bowed down, pulled my ears as hard as I could. And when she said, God bless you, then I came up. This is really unexpected. I have never expected that I would actually garland Shri Mataji. So I felt again very elated, full of gratitude and full of just being thankful that she has gifted me this special gift. So after that, when I came back the following year, 1999, I had a new family members. Sean came and joined Stephen and me to make a new family. When he was about 3, in the year 2002, I told Sean, would you like to, I said, Sean, we are going to see Shri Mataji. We are going to India to see Shri Mataji. He was so happy, jumping, and said, yay, mommy, I'm going to see Shri Mataji in real person, yeah? Not this, pointing to the photo at the altar. When we were in India, he is just full of joy, full of fun. Just look at him. That's, yeah. See? That's it. And there were many other children too. Malaysian children, you can see. I think there is Brandon, and we have got, who is this? Christina. Yeah. and then Junyan, John, Junren. Yeah, they were all having good time in India. Then Auntie Katie came to him and said, Sean, would you like to come with Auntie Katie? We will go on stage and give Shri Mataji a present. But you have to promise you cannot run on the stage. So he agreed. That was the deal. So at Mahashivaratri Puja, after the puja, then he walked with Auntie Katie up to the stage. Very obediently, he was holding Auntie Katie's hand and walking towards Shri Mataji. But before reaching to Shri Mataji, he gave Shri Mataji flying kiss. I mean, we were also shocked, that he did that. But he did, and he went up to Shri Mataji, and Shri Mataji returned him with that kiss. Sometime later, Bipin showed me a photo of Shri Mataji giving a kiss to a boy whom we can only see from his back, but we could recognize that it is Sean. Jai Shri Mataji. Now every one of us has our own stories and experience, where Shri Mataji has come to you as she has unconditional love for all her children. She is the greatest guru who only shower love to all her disciples and devotees. Terima kasih, Shri Mataji. From every heart and from every soul, we wish to say, for the joy of being your child in every way.